Hello and welcome to another episode. Cyrils Brettspiele durchgespielt. My name is Nils. In a nutshell, SCAPE, which means escape, from GDM Games. So what is SCAPE all about? SCAPE is a deduction game. Like Werewolves, Good Cop, Bad Cop, The Resistance, Avalon, and things like that, located in the World War II, and we are in a German prison during the World War II, and we're trying to build a tunnel to escape. So you have secret identities. You can have the identity of an USAF, about an RAF, Royal Air Force, I think. The other one is US Air Force, I guess, but I'm pretty sure. Or there's one traitor in it, one SS officer. So you have in this game 4 US and 4 Royal Air Force pilots and 1 traitor, 1 SS officer. You have also tunnel cards marked with an S, C, A, P or E. So, and you have rule cards, and the rules are in French, Spanish or English. This is a Spanish publisher and you have this English rules. However, as you can see, it's winning the game. What is wrong with winning? And there is another thing that means here, you have played in the top. It must say on the top. So there are a couple of written words, bad grammar on this card, which makes it really rocky to understand the rules. They are mixing words that should be the same. They're using pile and heap. So sometimes you have to guess what they mean, but when it's clear, you know exactly how to play. This is the whole rule book. So this one, side 1, starting with rules, then blah blah blah, and this is the second side. That's all the rules you need to know. What will happen during the game? I will show to you right now. First of all, give them a shuffle here, and according to the number of players here on the card, 3, 5 or 7, which is the best number, by the way, it's 5 or 7 to play the game, is you take the same number of Royal Air Force or US Air Force plus 1 SS officer, shuffle them and deal out a secret identity to each player. 7 tunnel cards. A tunnel card could be a US and a Royal combination card here. It could be a US tunnel. It could be an SS tunnel, which would be nasty, and it could be a Royal Air Force tunnel. So I will shuffle them, make a short cut, and then be back in a second. Now you have a stack of all of these 28 cards. You give every player 4 cards, so like this, and you can start the game. Each player has now 4 cards on his hand. You can see here in this corner the letter of the tunnel tile. What you're doing and trying to do is build a tunnel with the word escape in Spanish, which means scape, S-C-A-P-E. So you form a tunnel. It doesn't have to be in order, so you could start with an A if you want. This character has now a C here and a C here. However, he has a secret identity of being a US soldier. When the game is over, you have a couple of cards from S, C, and all of these other letters in the middle. And I explain the winning conditions in a second, but what you can do on your turn is now taking one of these cards, let's say this card here, and place it face down. If this is the first card of a stack of a pile, you just simply start the pile with a P. However, in later rounds, you could have the same letter again and put it on top and again on top. That's option 1. If there's no card, you start forming the pile. If there are cards, you put it on top. Let's say you have it like this here. No, there's only the E missing. You still have always 4 cards at the beginning of your turn on your hand, and you wanted to try to identify who's the spy, who's the SS officer. Then you can, instead of placing a card face down here, using this special abilities. What the special abilities are doing are on the back side of each character card. Don't look at your character card like this and flip it always around. No, leave it on the table like this, backside, and you have the reference on the back. This symbol means here each player pass a card to his right or left player. So then discard a card in play, which could be one of these tunnel cards here. And then, wow, look at another player identity. This is the most important feature you can do, or reveal 2 cards in play, 2 tunnel cards. This is the 2 last things with the scope here means, first of all, you can try to identify your friends, your own team members, or the traitor, the SS officer. The second one means later in the game you can try to identify what is here in the middle. When the game is over and every card is played in the game, so the game is over when no more cards are in play, then you reveal the top card of each pile like this. Oh, what a bad revealing. If there's any SS on top of, it doesn't matter in which pile, if there's at least 1 or more SS, immediately the Royal Air Force and the US Air Force lose and the SS officer win the game. If there is for any reason the tunnel not completed and only 4 tiles, the SS officer wins as well. But this is a very rare situation, that would probably never happen. But again, if there is an SS officer shown up in front of the escape tunnel, it's a corruption, and the traitor wins the game. In a case that there's no SS officer visible in here, like this, now you have here US, US, Royal, Royal, and Royal and US, and oops, this was also Royal US. So 1, 2, 3 US and 1, 2, 3, 4 Royal. Team Royal Air Force, which means the British team, would win the game. That's how you win the game. The spice of the game, of course, comes out of this secret identities. That means you have to find out your team members, trust them, build a triangle of trust, in this case with 3 people on each team, a triangle of trust, and try to modify these cards. Keep in mind, when they are still in this, you could, with the right cards, discard cards from here, so you know, oh, this is an SS card, so you wanted to get rid of them, and maybe your next partner will play his card, or you know exactly, oh, there's a Royal Air Force, Royal Air Force, Royal Air Force, Royal Air Force, and you know exactly I'm in the US team. You wanted to get rid of these Royal Air Force, and maybe your next team member will play US team card here. So it's a team game, 2 teams against each other with 1 overall traitor in the game. That's the game. You know right now how you win the game, and now let's talk about my personal experiences with SCAPE. Very creepy that it's called SCAPE and not ESCAPE, but yeah, it's a Spanish designer, a Spanish publisher. When I got this game, I really thought, oh damn, where is my cool group back in Canada where we played every single night Avalon. So we played literally every single night. At the end of the game day, we ended up with Avalon. So I had a couple of people there. I'm pretty sure they will love this game. They played all of these trader games like One Night, or Werewolves, or all of these games, and they all love this game. So they will guaranteed like this game as well. This is a new game on this deduction group theme, has a very strong theme, a very fresh and new theme with World War II. They are popping a couple of more World War I or II games right now on the market, but it's not really common, especially for this deduction games. But anyway, they will love it. I have to say, what really was annoying for me is that the rules are so bad. So you really have to work through the rules. Even if it's only one card, that makes it even more harder, because you ever think, oh, what is a heap right now? They are using the word heap just once. Is a heap all of them? All of the piles? Is it just one pile? When it says in the top, because it's wrong, it should be on the top, then it's clear what is in the top. Is that a discard pile or whatever? So it's a little bit tricky to understand the rules, and that ruined my first 2 or 3 experiences of the game. And therefore I burned a couple of my friends, and they are no longer interested in SCAPE. Burned in terms of burned for this game. However, at the end of the day, I found a group. They really enjoy the game. I have to say, I was never a huge fan of Good Cop, Bad Cop, and the Resistance, Avalon, and all of these. So this is just a filler for me, and if everybody says, hey, let's play it, I would say yes. But on the other hand, I would say there are a couple of good alternatives for this game as well on the market, as I mentioned before. So if you're looking for a very tiny small box, so this is my hand and this is a tiny box, which you can take to every single evening, even in a bar, maybe you should take a closer look to GDM Games SCAPE. Otherwise, if you're happy to play every single night the same game, like my friends back in Canada, yeah, I think you could skip SCAPE. This is my point of view of SCAPE from GDM Games, a World War II traitor deduction game. It's a very tiny box, which I really appreciate, and a box with a lot of languages in it, at least 3, which I also appreciate. Unfortunately, the translation is not good enough to say there are 3 languages in it. One last thing I wanted to mention, which drives me always crazy when I see this box. I flip it to the side for you. It says 20 minutes, which is correct, and it says 18 players, 1 to 9, and plus 8 years old. First of all, I would say 8 plus, but anyway, that's a minor thing. 18 and 1 to 9. First of all, when you open the box and see 1 to 9, oh, that's interesting for a traitor game, but the rules say it starts with 3, which is totally correct, and 3 is boring. Then 4, 6, and 8 is also, you play without any traitor, without an SS officer, which is also, So a good number is 5 and 7. If you wanted to play with 9 or more players, you need 2 decks. It's not described in here, it's here. Plus 9 players, 2 games needed. So if you really wanted to play with more, you need more cards, more games, which is not a big deal because it's a really affordable game, but you should know that. This box is, this is technically just simply wrong. So you can play it up to 18 people, that's correct. You cannot play it with 1 or 2, and it's good for 5 or 7 players. Just to let you know. That was Cyrils Brettspiele durchgespielt. My name is Nils, like always, in a nutshell. See you next time. Bye bye.